Now, I know you've seen those viral AI action figures all over your feed, right? I mean, everybody's been posting it. Well, guess what? I made one, but in an only dope way. Of course. I turned NBA legend Carmelo Anthony into a Hall of Fame worthy action figure. And I even animated it.
Who's good at what they do in life can be called great. But to become legendary, you have to make a statement.
All using free AI tools. No subscriptions, no crazy setup, nothing. Now in this video, I'm gonna break down exactly how I did it step by step. So let's hop in the computer, let's cook. What's going on, YouTube? It's Ali Dope checking in once again with another dope video. Let's start with my mood board. So my mood board for this was Mattel type action figures. I went and obviously did some Google searching. I liked how this kind of looked. I liked the color with it. I like the simplicity of this one as well. I wanted my action figure to be reflective of like the 90s type style or like a box type style. The ones that's kind of out now are just like very minimal, very plain, and just action figure boxes don't look like that. Like I remember action figure commercials from like back in the day. Like they make you want to have the action figure. So the ones that's out now, I was not impressed. Okay, so this is kind of my look and feel. So I took a little bit from here. I like the blues and the blacks and how it was kind of a gradient in that. I like the Ghost Rider background and stuff like this. And then obviously since it was NBA, I had to do some sort of like NBA inspiration. So you see this Penny Hardaway one up here, which was still kind of minimal back in the day. The X-Men one, I kind of liked how the gradient was yellow to orange, and it kind of looked like the front of an comic book. So I thought that was pretty dope. Also, the Crazy Cat Lady, this is kind of what the inspiration was that I used for my prompt, where it like kind of like sparked the idea rather than having a regular action figure, which is flat 2D. Let's kind of bring the box into like a 3D type of space. This one down here, I just kind of like that second imagery along with what you're actually getting, and I think this was made with AI as well. This Allen Iverson one was kind of like the one that really kind of sparked the idea for me. I really wanted to have a court in the background, and I really wanted the action figure to be in some sort of actiony pose instead of just like looking like he was in a crime lineup or something like that. This angry drive-thru employee kind of was like the culmination of like all the ideas I had. I was like, yeah, I like how he's in the drive-thru, so it looks like he's in the drive-thru. So I wanted it to look like Carmelo was on a basketball court. So after I grabbed all my inspiration, I went and grabbed all my images of Carmelo Anthony and things like that. First things first is you're gonna open up Chatgpt.
Major Chip Hazard reporting for duty, sir.
Now with Chatgpt, you can do this for free. So if you like minimal, want like the basic stuff, just go ahead and just do the free version. Chatgpt has a few different models that you can use, and for free you can use that 4.0 model to create these image generations. But I went ahead and just paid $20 so I can get the Chatgpt Plus, because I knew I was gonna have to try a few different times. Okay, so the first things first is I went ahead and looked at what some of the prompts were that was already out there that people were using for the action figure prompts already. I went to a few ones and I actually tried those out, but we're not going to waste your time looking at stuff that you can actually go see somewhere else. I have this prompt here. I used chat to come up with this prompt based on the other prompts that went and found. So I wrote what I wanted to do based on the other prompt, and this is what it spit out. Okay, if you want the prompts and all the pictures to try to recreate what I've already made using something for yourself or just to practice, it will be available in the Only Dope You creators. So go ahead and join up, man. Join us, man. But anyways, this is the prompt. If you want to like copy the prompt, if you want to just pause the screen and steal the prompt, like I don't care. I went ahead and copied that prompt into Chatgpt. I added the angry drive-through person, and I added the 2 images of Carmelo I wanted this image to be based off of. Now, the one mistake I do say I made is the Knicks home colors are white, but I really love those blue, black, and orange jerseys. But I probably should have just went with the white for some reason. I don't know. You'll see, but the shorts and the colors kept messing up because based on the prompt says a blue jersey, but all the images I kept providing were in white jerseys. Chatgpt can tell the difference between different colors. Crazy, I know, but those kind of things matter. When you're grabbing your images and stuff, just make sure you're trying to grab images that reflect the prompt. Confusing the prompt and confusing the machine. If you're saying, yo, I want her in blue, but she's wearing red, sometimes it can be confusing as well. Okay, so now Chatgpt gave me 2 images based on my prompt and told me to pick one. Now, low-key was really feeling the one on the left. I really love the black and the gold Carmelo Anthony Fame edition with how the logos are placed and like that. I also really love the bottom figure, that illustration. I thought that was pretty cool. The picture of Melo, they got the background right, but it didn't look like Melo, so I didn't like that. But then on the second one, it was a little bit too bright, too cartoony for me. But it was some things that I liked. I felt like it looked like it had too many logos on the front and things like that. So then, you know, what you have to do is I went ahead and picked the one I wanted to use, which is the one on the left. I told Chat exactly what I wanted to take from each piece. And then I added an up close image because maybe the machine probably couldn't tell what the face really looked like. So I tried to add another image, like a closer up image, so then it could see the face of Melo, and maybe the action figure will get closer to that. Now, after I did that, this is what it gave me. Now, the picture of Melo looks a little bit closer, but now as you can see, the man is running out of the box. I've never seen no action figure do that, but lo and still, he's running out of the box. Now, for some reason, it says stay Melo on here 3 times. I get it, but that was just overkill. So I don't know what the machine was doing with that. Once again, I went ahead and told the machine what I loved about the composition and what I wanted it to change. And this gave me my new box. Now, as you can see, that black and gold has came back. And now the stay Melo's on there only on there twice this time. And then it got the rest of the stickers correct. Okay. And then it kind of moves the stuff on the bottom to the left to kind of balance out. Now it's a better balance. It feels a little bit more symmetrical to me. So here I'm thinking like, all right, yeah, we're getting in the right direction. It's still not perfect because it's still too dark. And I still don't like Melo's face. I'm a real picky person. Like, not gonna lie to you guys, I'm gonna actually speed past this because I did this like so many times to try to create the perfect box base that I really wanted. Like, that's my thing with the AI. What is spitting out now for the masses, it'll be for the masses. So everybody will still have access to the same technologies. It's going to be people like us that's going to take the AI stuff and elevate it to some other things. Because it takes a brain, it takes thoughts, it takes ideas in order to make these ideas come to life using the help of AI. Okay, so let's not be scared, guys. All right, so now I asked it to create 3 versions of this same one just to see the different styles that it would change. Maybe it would change the bottom, maybe it would change the different plaques or the different stickers that's on there. So I just put that in Chatgpt and it spit out 1 version, but then it added 3 Carmelos on that box. It was very strange, but I was like, okay, maybe I should have never said that. So now I just added like a close-up image. So I was like, maybe I should change his stance. Maybe that's what's giving the ChatGPT problems, right? All I did was actually to change the pose, but it changed the whole box for some reason. So I don't know what that was about. At this point, I'm like, we have to start from the beginning. Let's repaste. Let's go back to the prompt and adjust some things, and let's add in some of these new images based on what it already spat out, right? Now, don't forget, this is a machine and you have to train your AIs, okay? So me keep adding certain stuff to the prompt, the images, you're building something. So next time I want to create a box similar to what I have right now, I can literally add new images with the same prompt, change a few things, and it'll give me that same box. Because it has trained the AI now. I hope that makes sense to you guys, okay? Okay, so now after I put that new prompt in with the new images, this is what it gave me. It kind of looks like that first one, but for some reason, this one is a little bit lighter. And then it did fix that background a little bit. But I'm like, you're not doing what I wanted to do. With this one, when you go ahead and click and you enlarge the image, up there in the right hand corner, it will have a thing for you to select parts of it so you can mask out the parts that you want to add, remove, or change. So I started highlighting the Stay Melo because I really wanted it to look like a felt pennant, like with that triangle. I didn't want it to look like a band or anything like that. So that was the only thing that was kind of frustrating me. So that's all I did was highlight it and say, make this a flag pennant. And now this is the version it gave me. Now it did give me the pennant and it changed the plaque and it did add that basketball in there that I wanted to as well. Because these are the 3 things I wanted. Like, oh, these are really the 5 things I really wanted based on my prompt. The class of 2025, the Hall of Fame plaque, a mini basketball, a Stay Melo flag pennant, and then the Baltimore Hero sticker. So now when we get to this point, they finally get everything at least balanced how it's supposed to be balanced. And it actually has all of the small accessories that I want. All right. It's not cut off. And now it's a little bit darker. Now, this one is actually really good. It was really getting to that point that I was like, yo, I kind of love this. But Carmelo still did not like Carmelo. I don't know who that was. That was Farmelo. I don't know. LaMelo. Literally, I don't know who that is. So other people can go away and be like, oh, I don't really care too much about like the it doesn't look too close to me, but it's reference. No, I needed the action figure to look close enough to Carmelo. I can't be getting Dwayne Wade out here like who is that? You feel me? And this they gave me. Now, this one's a little bit closer, but as you can see, because if you got eyes, you can see everything else still the same, but now it gave me a blue and orange armband, and that is partially based on the images that I provided. A few of the images have orange armbands, some of them have blue, and then some of them have white. So now the machine is getting confused based on what I'm adding to the thing. So I say based on the reference image, and if the reference image he has orange armbands, it's going to be difficult for, necessarily not difficult, but like it's hard for the machine just to turn that blue if you're saying based off the reference. You're being contradictory. Go back to my original prompt to go ahead and drop that in so I can get that bottom how I really want to, because I want that bottom to look illustrated. But as I kept doing it, that bottom one just, it looked like it was two action figures, and I really wanted to have that actiony illustrated look based on the inspiration from the mood board. All right, so after I do that, it gave me this. Now everything else stays the same, right? But now they gave me like this illustrated orange background with him, and then it's like only one finger and it's supposed to be three fingers. So I definitely did put that 3 to the dome, but maybe I should have said 3 fingers to the head or something like that, so it's a little bit more clear. They can't necessarily understand, slang and ebonics. So I was like, absolutely not. Let's try again. So I went ahead and highlighted it again, and like I just put in a different prompt to try to fix it. And then I just added like add black background on there, so then it could have a black background, but the image itself would still be illustrated. All right, now after I did that, this is what it gave me. Okay, so it removed the orange background and then put that black background. But for now it took off the armband and took off and made his shorts white when they were just blue. So I'm like, okay, something is amiss. Okay, let's figure out what's going on. So what I did after that, I was just showing you guys like pretty much all the steps that I got to get me the basic box. So after I did that, I kind of messed this is why I tell you guys you're training an AI, so don't put multiple things inside of an AI. Make sure you just start a new project and then name your project, because it's like a tool you're going to use. Once you start putting different prompts, different images, different things in there, it just messes up the whole thing. Because I went ahead and put in one of the illustrations. I wanted to get an illustrated version of Carmelo to use to crop out the ones that was giving, because I didn't like them. But then when I started trying to create new action figure boxes, then all the action figure boxes started to look like an illustration. You feel me? So I didn't want that. So I had to start a whole new project with the images that are already provided. And then I just created a whole new template. And I went through maybe 20 or 30 versions to get one that I really, really liked. And now that's going to set us up to happen to Photoshop, because now we're going to take a bunch of elements from all those boxes to go ahead and create our final product. Now that we're in Photoshop, I started off and I created that same dimensions that I use in chat, which is a 4x5. One of my favorite formats. I like 9x16. I like 1x1s, but like that 4x5 is a beautiful, good mix right in between. So we're going to start off by dropping in our final box. This was the final box. And I feel like this one, I asked my cousin a few times too, each version that I kept making, I was like, yo, does this look like Carmelo? Who does this look like? You know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't know. Finally, I did get it right. And it has the plastic silhouette around there. It semi looks like Melo. You can see the gloss on the action figure skin, so it looks like an action figure down there at the bottom. I really didn't like that, so we're going to get to that part. And as you can see, the sticker is covering up the Melo name, so we got to fix that too. And then the sticker up there is kind of weird, so we have to fix that. But I love the center. The middle of it was the most important for me. It got all my accessories right in the same area, and it's just a few things that I have to adjust in order for it to get right. So we're going to go ahead and use the generative AI to go ahead and fill in that background. You don't have to type anything, literally just select it and press generative AI. It will use what's around it to go ahead and fill in that space. So now it looks like it's on either a court or a tabletop of some sort, but I kind of like that dark black background. We're going to go ahead and on that side, there was some sort of weird basketball logo in there that I was like, oh no, we got to fix that. So we're going to go ahead and fix that and swap that out with the Stay Mellow logo from his Jordan brand days. I mean, I guess he still signed the Jordan brand, but his Stay Mellow logo. Let's go ahead and drop that in there. And I went ahead and changed the color to yellow, obviously, because, match the rest of the box. It's really like a goal, but whatever. Yeah, I went ahead and used perspective transform to go ahead and shape it to the box. So now what you're seeing is just me going through the several elements that I know I have to either remove or change and replace. And all I'm doing for all of those is literally using the polygonal tool to go ahead and select everything and then generative fill. Like some of them you have to use the, what's it called? The clone stamp brush. But for most of these, I did use the generative AI replacement. And I replaced that at the bottom with the Knicks logo. I felt like that was cool. This is the Knicks edition. You know what I'm saying? We could have done Denver. And we're not actually going to speak about any of the other teams he was on, because we're only going to mention New York and Denver, because those are the only teams that matter. All that other stuff, you know, people need some bread. You know what I'm saying? You want to just keep hooping for the love. I get it, Melo. I get it. I thought it was cute, him going over there to play with LeBron, but it just didn't look good. It just didn't look good. Maybe 15 years ago, but it didn't look good anymore. So we're not gonna acknowledge that. But I love Carmelo Anthony, by the way, you guys. Like, Carmelo Anthony's like one of the first guys that, like, jersey I actually bought. Like, I had like a XXX Denver throwback jersey, the one with the like the pick and the axle, and it just said 15, the original 15 for Denver, bruh. Before there was a Joker and all that. So that was me. I literally cannot find that image anywhere, but that's the only jersey I've ever like bought. And then the only other jersey I had was a Rockets Tracy McGrady jersey. You feel me? So Carmelo is near and dear to my heart. Plus, he's from the town. So you feel me? First, we have to go ahead and change the top. Okay, so remember I told you I like the black and the gold, but for some reason this one didn't speak to me. I want to go ahead and take this title, like that black and gold. I want to take that title and put it on mine because I didn't like the original one. So all I did was use the polygonal tool and go ahead and mask that out from the other image and then mask it out and match it to mine. So as you can see now here, I'm matching it up, trying to get everything right, sizing it to match. On the original box, as you can see, it matches up pretty good, but obviously it's off a little bit. So you just got to clean that up, use the polygon tool, start selecting what you need to select, and I just use generative AI for some, and then the clone stamp brush for some, mask it out to make sure the new title fit pretty good. So now this is it with the new title. I like the new title better than the first title. So this is the old title here. This is the new title. I just like the way it looked a little better. I don't know why. It wasn't a crazy difference, but I just liked it better. So now with that being said, now I did want to move the sticker and I did want to swap the logo because it was illegible. So go ahead and use the polygon tool again. You go ahead and clean out the stickers or any of the stuff that you don't really want in there. So for me, it was the class of 25 and that NBA smudged logo. So now just go ahead and drop back in. I went ahead and grabbed the NBA logo and matched it to the colors that were there prior. And then I just pretty much just swapped it out. All right, so then I swapped out that class of 2025 logo and I put that Basketball Hall of Fame logo because this is the Hall of Fame edition for Melo. And that really didn't need too much because the colors kind of already matched and everything like that. Now, like I said before, there were different elements from the different AI image generations that came through. Okay, so for this one, I really love how the class of 2025 sticker looked for this one. So I went ahead and just cropped that out by using the polygon tool again, masked it out and dropped it into ours. That cheese that he had on there was just so ugly, and then it was too bright. I didn't want a bright blue and orange thing. I wanted to be black, gold, you know, elegant, showing excellence, you know, since this is the Hall of Fame edition. Those are the type of things that matter, colors and stuff like that. If you want to learn a little bit more about color theory, go ahead and tap into the Only Dope Creators program. We got a Photoshop course for all the beginners out there. But anyways, as you can see, I took the sticker, moved the sticker down, aligned the sticker. But now that of looked a little funny and it had some words on it. So then all I did was go ahead and once again clone stamp that. So then the colors matched. There wasn't really too much that I needed to do with that. I could have started messing with the text and all that, but I just left it alone. And I could have just made it too, but I was like, I just rather just use the elements because it was already there. Do less work, work smarter, not harder. That's what we always said. The next thing we had to go ahead and remove was that like Hall of Fame tombstone look. So I didn't know what that was about. So I was like, oh yeah, no. I like the first plaque. It looked cool, Hall of Fame. But that second plaque, it looked like some sort of weird tombstone. It's not perfect, but as you can see, just by, you know, creating the generative fill, it went ahead and removed that out and then replaced it with like a plasticky type of background. And I thought it looked pretty good. So I was like, okay, cool. We're just going to keep that like it is. Once again, I told you guys about that illustration I made. I showed you guys earlier. But then once again, this is the illustration I made that messed up my whole first AI training. So I had to start that new one. So this is the image that it did give me. and this is what I kind of wanted. Now, the only thing that's messed up about this one is it's supposed to be these 3 fingers like this to the head, but instead it, like, I don't know, he going like this. So that was close enough for me, because I was like, I'm not about to sit here all day with these illustrations. Okay, so I was like, that's close enough, and it's how I wanted it to look. So that's what we went ahead. I went ahead and just, you know, press generative fill, remove subject, remove background. I just went ahead and clicked remove background, placed him up all good, and then I pretty much just masked out the parts, which is the bottom and the arm, to match what the original image was. So now we have, and then all I did was go ahead and add like a brightness and a contrast adjustment layer on it, and then brought down the brightness a little bit because before it was too bright. So you want to kind of match that yellow tones that it has already on the box, just to give it, I guess, a vintagey feel too, like nothing too crazy. So now the next thing I had to remove was the Baltimore Hero sticker, because it was covering the Carmelo Anthony sticker. And if you guys don't know, Carmelo Anthony was born in Brooklyn, New York, but he was raised in Baltimore, Maryland, when he moved there at the age of, like, I think 3 or 8 or something like that. And he spent his formal years, you know, in Maryland with us, you know what I'm saying, going to Oak Hill, stuff like that. People like me and him, we share kind of the same story, because, like, I was born in the Bronx, but I moved when I was really young to, like, Virginia, then to Maryland. And I grew up in Maryland. But once you from New York, you just kind of like have it in you, especially like if you're always going back and forth, your family, different stuff like that. So y'all probably don't give a damn. But anyways, the Baltimore Hero logo here, I just went ahead and just generative filled and masked it out. But this one I created a copy because I didn't want to keep the sticker, and I just wanted to move the sticker up. So then I did that and adjusted the layers so it matched. And then same thing, I just went ahead and selected the Baltimore Hero again and just generative fill, so then it can go back to regular, and it went ahead and cleaned it up. Okay, now for me, I actually didn't like Carmelo on there twice. Like, you don't need Carmelo on there twice on a box. Carmelo big at the top is good, but we didn't need Carmelo again at the bottom. I created another box from the training that I already did for this new AI action figure box that I created, and each project is its own like little brain to make whatever you're trying to make. So since I already had the same prompt and everything like that, all I did was copy and paste the prompt and change it from Carmelo to NBA Legend. And then when I created that, I got this new box and it had the NBA Legend on there. And really all I wanted was the letters. I really did all that just to grab the letters. I really didn't care about any of the other details on the box because I already have my base. I just needed the letters. So pretty much that's all I did. And I went ahead and just masked out the letters and I just aligned everything. Like I said, I took some elements from my inspiration. I wanted that like adult collectible, not a toy. I like that, so I went ahead and stole that from the one of the inspirations. And all you did, like, you know, go ahead and mask it out, set it to screen, and then put it on the box. And yeah, pretty much after that, bruh, this is the final result of the box. I think it came out really, really good. It looks way better than any of them plain action figure boxes that is out there now. I mean, it was a cool idea, but the funny thing about this whole situation, y'all, is like, y'all know that like that action figure prompt has already been out for like a year and a half. People are already doing that like on Midjourney and like other apps. And I believe Chatgpt did have some sort of image generation going on. So this isn't the first year for image generation for a Chatgpt. With that being said, I feel like the possibilities are really endless with this. I probably would have never been able to create something like this like on my own. Like, how do you make something look like an action figure? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to even think about that. What filters could I have used to make this look like another action figure or something like that? I don't think like the glossiness and like, I don't know. It was just a lot of elements on here that made me think like, I love AI and Chatgpt. So shout out to the creators of that and the people who are putting in their time to create these different type of technologies. Like, the coding that has to go behind this is ridiculous, is it not? Let's think, y'all. But anyways, this is my final product. I love it. It has a Knicks logo on it, Stay Mellow, a Hall of Fame NBA logos. It has the Stay Mellow flag pennant that I finally wanted, the plaque, the mini basketball. I feel like that's all dope. It got the sticker, NBA Legend at the bottom. Like, this is pretty dope. But like, when anything I do, you guys, I can't just do it like everybody else, because what we are, we only dope. So what do? We only drop dope shit. All right. So boom, what we did, we had to go ahead and hop into another AI. So now this is image to video AI transformations. So what I did want to do was compare this Kling AI to this other program called Halio AI. I used Halio AI to create some VFX for another music video I did. So I kind of already was familiar with Halio, but everybody that I saw making the action figures move and stuff like that was using Kling AI. And I think Kling AI is actually made by the same people who made DeepSeek, which is one of the top like AI, I guess it's an image generator and video generator, and it can also do the same things as Chatgpt, which can just help with everyday tasks or questions, right? But so we did a competition. So I went into Halio AI, and as you can see, here are a few examples from the Halio AI. So I thought it would look pretty cool. I was like, oh, they're making stuff move. It looks like cinematic. You can control the different camera angles. So pretty much all you need to do on this, just like on any other app, was take the image that we just made, or let's take our action figure that we just made and drop it into the image to video here, and then write up a small little prompt. You can, like I said, adjust the camera controls. You can make it go high, you can make it go low, you can push in, push out. You making movies, okay? So I went ahead and dropped my prompt in there, and like I said, all these prompts will be available. But for this one, you can do them for free. They do give you, I think it was 150 credits I had. So they'll give you 150 credits to just practice and try to get, I guess, get familiar with the program to see the different results. So I did just put in 2 different prompts. But as you can see, that wait time is crazy, is it not? 26-minute wait for a 5-second video is kind of nuts. But you got to think like the power that is taking up and everything that is like doing to your image to create it. So I mean, 26 minutes is actually really not a long time, especially if you would have had to do this by yourself. But 26 minutes is the free wait time, and then that other one was like an hour, because I guess the multiple things, since I'm on a free program, it doesn't want me using up the most or whatever. So like I said, I had already made some VFX from a music video that I shot, so I was already familiar with the program, and I really had liked the results. So I was just like, okay, well, let me just kind of use that one too. We're going to show the results from Halio in a second, since that's rendering. So now we're going to do another one just to compare. Like I said, we're using Kling AI, the 1.6 model. Okay. Now, when I went to Kling AI, I had never been to this website like before then. I was only using like Halio and then Luma Labs because I was like familiar with those. But when I hopped into this, yo, I love this about social media apps too. Like when social media apps like introduce that like social part of the app, like Adobe is not really like a social app. You just kind of like use the program, right? But this is a program that you can use and share your work all on kind of one platform, what you've made on this platform. So I went down, I think I was searching for like an hour just looking at the different type of shorts that people made and the different type of ways people are using it. So I thought it was dope. So I'll probably do like a video about that, but that's besides the point. But look at this stuff. Like this is dope as hell. Like, and it's using based on the image, and it like makes all this stuff based on like the image that you provided. It made it pretty much a 3D type figure using just the image itself. So yeah, I thought it was pretty dope. So I just went ahead and created my first video on Kling. I went to the obviously image to video generator, and then this interface obviously looked way different from Halio's. It had a few different options. You could go ahead and use your prompts, and that's when I found out it was connected to DeepSeek. You could also, when I didn't pay for this one as well. So if you pay for the version, you can use the motion brush and different type of settings down here, which is the standard, the amount of output and those type of settings. But since once again I'm just on the free version, I didn't want to invest too much into this. I was just like, let me drop my image in and copy and paste my prompt, because I wanted the same prompt that I just used for Halio. So when I did the comparisons, there was no difference. It was just like what the computer thinks that you want. That's all it is. Starts rendering and everything like that. And now as they're both rendering out, these are the final results of the Kling and the Halio. As you can see in this Halio version, for some reason, like they did get him out the box. All I did was pretty much put action figure walking out of a box. That's all I said. Like that's all I wanted, because that's what I've seen everybody else do, like have the figure walk out the box and all that stuff. So I thought that was cool. So I was like, oh, maybe I can have him walk out the box, and then from there it can start like the highlight video or something like that to base off like these 90s commercials. So that was kind of like the idea going into it, guys. This is the Halio version. And then it like, I don't even know what it was. Now, one thing I did like about the Halio version was that it kept it action figure looking. Like it kept that plastic, hard, glossy look to it. One thing I didn't like about it though was it cut the legs off, and then he kind of just floated outside the box. He didn't do anything else. He just came out the box. He really didn't walk out the box. He just kind of like pushed himself out the box. It's really weird. I don't know, strange. I didn't really like it too much. I didn't like the results. And for 26 minutes for me having to wait, was OD. And then I'll just show you guys that second prompt I put in. I just wanted the box to fall and then dust to hit the ground. So then maybe it could start like that as well. This was like for an introduction for real. So that was ugly too. As you can see, like I don't like it was cool, but it wasn't like mind blowing. If somebody sees that, I could have done that in After Effects because it didn't fall or nothing. It's just like dust. So I could have added some dust, but whatever. But that Kling, hold up. Yo, that Kling AI though, I was using it. I see why they got the little feed going on and all that, because the results I got for 5 seconds, my mind was like, what? This is what we doing? Like, all right, so let me show y'all. So boom. I said when he went from smiling and his face went like this, I said, oh, chill. And then he got down and walked up out the box. And then as it's backing up, bruh, it's revealing a basketball court in the back. You put down, he got the blue leggings. I don't even want to call them leggings, but the blue leggings. They put some blue looking, mellow looking sneakers on there. He ain't got no Adidas on or nothing. So that was good, bruh. And then he kept walking. I said, nah. And it makes his legs look all strong, paws and muscular, but it's still giving that reflective of like that glossy action figure look. And it was walking for mad long. So this is what the first image I got. And when I got that first 5 images, I said, oh, nah. Kling AI is too different. They got the number right and everything. And he's just walking all strong. Woo, woo. I'm like, yo, this is tough. This is tough. We can do some things with this. And then you see the box is still in the background. Like, I was like, oh, nah, this is too tough. Right? So then I was like, okay. There's an option on Kling AI, there's an option to extend the image. So then when I extended the image, all I did was go ahead and like, I put basketball player shooting the ball. So now it walks a little bit longer and now the basketball comes out of nowhere. And like, he does this weird like thing at the time. So I was like, all right, well, we don't need all that. I just probably when the basketball bounces, I'll probably just switch that with like, that will be the start of like the highlights. But as long as he's coming out the box and walking towards the screen, we can work with that. That's what I loved about Kling AI's image to video generator. So I think out of all of them, obviously it gave me the best results. It wasn't really too difficult of a process. I think it was like, it took me like all in all, I'd say maybe 6 hours. Most of that time was trying to get that prompt right. So I probably spent like maybe 3 hours on generating stuff. But remember, it takes time to generate these things. It takes time to generate the image, generate the video. So most of the time I was really just on my phone waiting. Like it takes maybe like a minute per. So if you're doing like 30 a minute, then you got to go find the images. Then you got to change the prompt. You can do the math on that. And then after Kling AI, the Kling AI was the easiest one. You just drag and drop, add a little prompt, and it would just wait. And like the main generator, the Kling AI, I think that took like maybe 30 minutes. But I had left and came back. So by the time I came back, it was done. So I didn't really check on that one. But I know Haleo gives you the time frame, which is, as you can see, it was 26 minutes. Another one was 47. They gave me what they gave me. But it was free, so you can't really be mad at that. But yeah, man, I really, really love this final version, bro.
Who's good at what they do in life can be called great. But to become legendary, you have to make a statement.
He's got 60 turns. He's lighting up Madison Square Garden.
I put my all into it. I put my best effort into it. And I work hard to do the next day. I did it the right way. And I did it my way.
Now, if you want the prompts that I use to create my AI action figure, they will be available for everyone in the Only Dope You Creators program. But if you're interested to learn this a little bit more in depth and how to take this skill set and make some plays with it, tap into the Only Dope You Creators Club. But that's all I got for you guys today, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. It was fun. The possibilities with AI is endless. I'm trying to tell you, if you're not in it, you're gonna get left behind. So for this next couple of weeks, you guys, I will be going AI crazy. I got a bunch of AI ideas I want to get out. So I'll be just dropping a bunch of AI videos. Other than that, keep creating, keep learning, and most importantly, keep hustling. And I'm gonna check y'all in the next video. I'm Ali Dope, and I'm checking out. Yes, sir.